John, 4-1 win against Stoke City, how does that feel?
Massive win, yeah, it feels obviously fantastic being away from home to register such a big win against a very good side, and a side historically we have struggled against. They've sort of been a bit of a bogey side for us in the past, and it's a team that I respect in terms of their ability, and I knew it would be a very, very tough ask to come away from home and get 3 points, but I'm obviously absolutely delighted we've managed to do that, and not only that, we've done it very convincingly as well.
Tough start, first 10 minutes, but they went 1-0 down obviously, but then you seem to grow into the game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first 10 minutes was not us at all. We looked very nervous. Basically everything we've been doing in pre-season, doing in training, what we asked of the group before the game, we did completely the opposite. I think it was just a case that we had obviously 6 debutants in the side, and obviously you haven't got the cushion of a friendly. You are playing for points, there are things at stake, and they're going to ask different questions than probably what the opposition would do in a pre-season game. So I think it was just a case of settling it down, showing a little bit of grit as well, because there was obviously players could have hit but they didn't. But obviously it was a nervous start, but once we regrouped and found our feet, I thought there was only ever one side in that from the 90 minutes.
You converted Nikki Legister into a striker. She's been outstanding pre-season and today as well.
She's like a new player, to be honest. I've always rated Nikki, been a massive fan of Nikki since I've been at the club over my 2 spells, and I just wanted her over pre-season to address her fitness, which she has done, and I think she's come back in an extremely positive frame of mind in terms of what we're asking her to do. I think as well what we've addressed with obviously losing Mel is we've got goals all over the pitch now, right through 1 to 11, so it's not just about relying on one player, and you can see she's playing with that freedom and that confidence, and I think she's got players around her that will help her with that as well. But fantastic, great performance.
We've talked about the strikers and that going forward as well, but the defence was rock solid after letting that first goal in. Kelly was particularly outstanding.
Yeah, no, I've just there's obviously disappointed players that haven't got into the starting 11 today, and I think the conversation I've just had is we're just very, very fortunate that we've addressed the defensive area with the injuries we've got, and obviously needing to tighten up at the back in terms of set plays and being a bit more grittier. And I think we just look very, very hard to beat across the back line now, with fantastic options to come in as well.
A couple of youngsters in there, Cara and Amy Sims. They weren't overawed and it got a bit feisty in there. Good to see that they're willing to put the boot in as well.
Yeah, no, players that know me best know that for me, if you're good enough, you get in. Whether you're 16, whether you're 30, as long as you can play for the jersey and you can show me something, you'll be in the team. Even with the first 10 minutes, they possibly looked a little bit overawed by the occasion, but I knew once they settled down, their ability would do the talking, and they've both done absolutely fantastic.
Obviously next week there is a free week now. Obviously 5 games have been cancelled. What's the plan for the next couple of weeks to keep them on the toes?
I just think I said to the girls there's nothing we can do about having no game, but what we can do is we've got to control our destiny to a certain extent. So what was massive today psychologically was getting points on the board, albeit 3 points, which is even better. So now we can obviously have a great week of training. The girls are loving training at the moment. The intensity is really high. The synergy between the coaches is fantastic, and the girls are totally buying into what we're trying to do this season. So I think for me it's just keeping the momentum and the intensity high in training, using the week off to maybe recover, because we have got a few older players that possibly need that break time this season, rather than playing them all the time. And obviously with the bodies we've got to come back off holiday as well, and obviously a few injuries, it just bodes well that we can go into our next game with all to play for.
Excellent, thank you very much, John, and congratulations.
Thank you.